Oh my gosh. Okay, well, hello world, and welcome back to Minecraft Memoir. This is episode 39. In the last episode, we worked on the library. We put up some walls, and then we realized, hey, we don't really have enough wood. Then we chopped some trees, and then we started working on the watermill up here. I was standing over there to try to give a nice view for the intro, but I'm gonna have to run back. Let's see here. Yeah, so in between episodes, I did a bunch of work, not entirely on the watermill here, but I'll show you that in a second. I did do some work on the watermill though. You can see I changed the pipe. I made it smaller. I asked a friend who, he does like civil engineering stuff, what his take was on all of this. And one thing is clear. I don't really have a water source. Like, this pipe makes sense, as a pipe, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. So in the future, I think we're going to build like a cistern. It's like a big, underground cavern that stores water. I'm not sure where we're going to make it, but that's, in the works. Because I don't really think that a, like, lake will work really well here. We can make a little one, but, like, it's not going to be big enough to supply any sort of water. And I can't build any like really high up lakes, so aqueducts are out of the question. I also opened the water here, and I tried figuring out how the streams would work. I carved a little pool there just so it wouldn't, all run out. And that's how it looks. It's pretty nice. I also had to redo like the base, and now I don't think there's any way to actually get up there. There used to be, so I'll have to do that later. Then inside here, I made the interior. So the watermill is turning this gear, which turns this gear, which I guess rotates this thing, and then it pushes these up and down, I would suppose. And I guess that's what powers the furnaces. I don't know why a furnace is being powered by like a piston going up and down, but consider it. And what else? I did something else. Oh, yeah. So I have been tired of looking at the Steve skin for a while, and I haven't actually given my Minecraft account. I actually bought an account to make this Minecraft series. I mean, not to make the series. I bought it as a backup, and then it turned out to be the name that I chose for the channel for the series. So I have an account. I didn't put a skin on it. So unfortunately, in these old versions, the skin servers don't work. So I had to make my own texture pack. And the only thing I changed in the texture pack is the skin. So here's our skin. Here's how it looks. I spent such a long time working on the skin. You have no idea. It took a while to like figure out what I wanted it to look like. Hopefully you can tell it's a computer monitor, like an old, oh man, I don't actually know what this kind of monitor is called, but an old computer monitor with a sun on it. And then, there's a little light there, and then it's wearing a lab coat, and underneath it is like a sweater. And then underneath that, you can barely see there's supposed to be like a black shirt underneath the sweater. And then these are like cargo pants, I guess, although there's no like cargo pockets. So I guess it's just khakis, green khakis, a belt, and brown shoes. So yeah, here's the here's the back of it. I really like the little strap on the back of the lab coat. I'm pointing at my monitor with my hand, like you can actually see it. And there's like a little port on the back, where a cord would go. So I use like the layers. You can't see the sides, unfortunately. Oh wait, yeah, you can. I use the layers pretty well to try to make like a monitor. So I really like the skin. Yeah. So I'm sure at some point I'll distribute that skin, probably on like episode 50 with the world download. I'm gonna steal that from Etho and totally do world downloads episode or every 50 episodes. Jeez. Okay. So yeah. Oh man, these late night recordings, it's really hard to find my words sometimes, so apologies for that. I'm here in the library. Now that we've got all of our wood, um, I didn't cart any of it over. But we pretty much have like two double chests and a little extra of logs, which is great, but we actually don't have any bookshelves yet. I haven't worked on that part. I started working on the mill, and I'm recording this like 2 days after I posted the last video, so I haven't made like a lot of in-between progress. I spent the last day just doing my skin, which looks great. So we need to get some bookshelves going, because I think all of the walls that are just regular planks are already up, except for the little S bits. But I plan to do them after I get the like bookshelf parts up, especially because then I can figure this guy out. And I think I'm gonna make this room over here the like drop chamber for this. So I never explained the like reasoning behind why I made my skin the way I did. Few reasons. The red sweater, IRL, I usually wear like a red hoodie. It's just the one I'm wearing currently. I'm sure if I get another hoodie, I'll probably start wearing that one. So I incorporated that into the skin. And then the lab coat, because lab coat's sciencey, and I like science, so lab coat. And then the green pants, that was just, something that contrasted with the red. And then the brown shoes was just brown shoes. I usually wear white shoes, so maybe I should have done that, but the lab coat's pretty white anyway. And then the monitor with the sun. So my username is Hello World, which is like the intro program on any IDE, which is like a program developer app. I think that's the right term. Oh man, I'm a CS minor. I should know that. Okay, well, I'm working on the CS minor. I'm not finished. But it's like the intro program. And so, the idea, it's like an old monitor, so like computer, and then, it's a sun, so it's like, hello, waking up, hello world. I thought that was pretty cool. And maybe in the future I'll get like a backup account, and then I'll name it, like Good Night World. Do like a moon. I don't know. That's like if I got like turbo famous. Surely I would never do that right now. So yeah, let me just go ahead and finish punching out these sugarcane. Oh, there's one over there. This will probably take me a while, so I'll probably interject with random anecdotes in between. Just finishing up a harvest here. We're looking at what, like 18-ish stacks of reeds, which is typical. We usually get about 2 stacks of bookshelves per harvest. And I'm thinking that's not enough. Like, we're probably going to need to make another reed farm. Unfortunately, I was waiting over by the tree farm, thinking that these reeds were growing, or not these ones, but those ones over there. Turns out, the tree farm is, like, just out of range, which does make sense. Like, when we're just chilling in the house, the tip of those reeds usually doesn't grow. So, the tree farm's quite a bit farther away than that. But since we're, like, harvesting wood and reeds in tandem here for the bookshelves, I'm thinking we might actually make another reed farm over by the tree farm. But that reed farm will be different than like the one over there, in that this one would probably be like a semi-automatic one with a single water source. We would do like a terraced design where, there's like different layers of the water and it flows from the top down. Or B, we would do like a corkscrew where it's still flowing from top down, but instead of it being long, flat sections, it's like skinny, like noodly ones. I've got a design in my head, but I'm not sure if it'll actually work. So, yeah, let me get these all turned over. I'll keep harvesting here. Oh man, so the amount of clicking I've had to do for crafting in this version is just absurd, or really just in this world. Like I was doing all this clicking for this paper, and I was like, man, I wonder if I could download an auto clicker to help me with crafting. I, it's a little cheaty, but it would save me time, and like I would just spend that time manually clicking. And I'm still sitting here, so I'm not like considering it like an AFK cheaty kind of thing. So I want to see if this would work. Oh, yes. Oh, that's so handy. I feel like that just helps my mouse, honestly. Like, I'm not, because otherwise, here, I'll show you. This is what I have to do otherwise. I hope that picks up on the mic. I am just like mashing my mouse as quickly as I can. So this is a client called RS Client. It's a like auto clicker and typer developed by Gary's Hood. I'll put it in the description. I'm really grateful because I've tried a couple of these now, and this is the first one to actually work. So that's great. And it's just a very small window. You can't see it, but it just a little pop-up, and you can choose, you know, the amount of seconds or milliseconds that you want the client to like repeat a click, which I really like. So I just need to divvy this up. Boom. Oh man, that is the fastest I have ever crafted these books. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. Oh, see, like this. This is heinous. Oh, like only this row of chunks were loaded, so only these trees grew. Oh, well, there's another one. Man, I don't know what I dislike more, the trees not growing or the reeds. It's like I need to stand in the middle. But the problem is that, like, while I'm harvesting one, the other isn't growing. Hmm. We've got all of this open space. Maybe at some point we'll put a reed farm here. Hmm. Or maybe we'll do it on top of that hill. Still, though. Oh boy. I'm in a very odd headspace right now. I figured if I'm not going to be, you know, making actually any in-game progress, I might as well record some clips of, you know, what's going on in my life. And, whew. So I've been AFKing here at the mob farm because I have been working on a 10-page paper for a technical writing class I'm taking right now. And it's nearing the end of the semester, so, you know, it's getting down to the wire. And we had to give a presentation on it. And side note, the whole time I was working on this paper and the presentation I'm about to tell you about, I got all of this and the stuff in my inventory right now. Yeah, so actually I'll put this in this chest. So I've been working on that, and I have to give my presentation. Actually, I gave it earlier today, but last night, you know, I was basically working on the paper, and then I was like, oh, I'll work on the presentation afterwards. And then I discovered that the paper isn't due until like December 8th. So I've got a few weeks for that. But my presentation was today. It goes on like throughout the next week. So I was like, oh, great. You know, I'll just work on the presentation then, get out of the way, and I can go to bed. And then it took a while because, you know, it's like 10 pages of content being compressed down into, you know, a 20 slide presentation. To be fair, I didn't actually have 10 pages yet. I still don't. I haven't finished it. But I just, you know, did what I had and then winged the last couple of slides. And I was like, oh man, you know, I better finish this up so I can get, you know, at least 6 hours of sleep. And then it was, oh man, this is going to be a bad night of sleep. You're only going to get like 3 hours. And then it was oh, I'm not going to go to bed, am I? So I've been awake for a very long time. I'm a bit delirious right now. So yeah, and I gave that presentation and it went all right. I definitely rambled for a bit, but I'm kind of tired. And in about 4 hours, I have a quiz in a partial differential equations class that I have not studied for. So I think I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to wake up, study for that, take the quiz, come back, play some Minecraft. So I've decided that taking a nap is for the weak, and I'm just going to keep playing and studying. I'm just going to chop these trees down, but you can see not all of them have grown. Again, that issue, this tree farm is just too far away. It's about noon here, so I'm gonna see if I could push being awake for 36 hours straight. I know that's like probably not a huge achievement for some people, but you know, I've stayed up, like I've pulled all-nighters in the past, but usually I'll take at least like an hour and a half at some point throughout the day. But I've just got too much going on right now. And here I am playing Minecraft. I know, but it's soothing. Okay. It is a few days later. I got my well-needed rest, although I ended up staying awake for almost 40 hours before I did so. I didn't hit 40. I gave in because, I did end up going to bed at like midnight. If I wanted to get to 40, I would have had to stay awake till like 1. And, that wouldn't have been good for any rest that night. So, I got a bit detoured here, as you can see. I'm actually in the mob farm, but I'm not in the original layer. Can't stay here very long because mobs are actively spawning, I think. Yeah, I'm in hard mode. But I quick dug this tunnel down before any spawned in, and I changed up the signs a little bit. Really, it was just swapping like the pressure plates we had for some signs. And I made this channel down. So I was chilling by our mob farm, like while I was just AFKing, being incredibly tired. And I realized that, like, I'm pretty sure I've cleared up all of the caves underneath our base. I've been very diligent about, like, keeping an ear out for any mobs and lighting up anything. So I would say, at the very least, like, 95% of our caves have been lit up. So I think the real problem with the farm and why it's not spawning a whole lot is that there's just not enough spawning pads. So this is the second layer I've made, and I think I'm going to make a third, and then call it good. I've been messing around with texture packs as well, and I think there might be a way that we could like X-ray through the ground. I know that's a bit cheaty, but I figure if it's underneath our base, I'm pretty sure we've caught anything underneath our base. Any, spawners, any caves, whatever. I don't think there's anything under our base that I haven't seen yet. So I'm okay with doing that. That way I can, if there's like a single cave, I'll light it up. And it'll... Because I figure, like, if it's not the spawning pads, there must be just a single cave that I haven't found yet. So that's plan B. But plan A is I'm going to finish this layer and the layer below. Oh my gosh, check this out. So I did some modifications and I have been able to make like an X-ray texture pack. It was shockingly easier than I thought. I remember when I was younger. Oh, see, like exactly like that. There's a tiny cave that isn't lit up, and right there too. I used to think when I was younger that texture packs were a lot harder to make, but turns out all you need is like MS Paint or any like photo editing software. I have GIMP because it's like the free version of Photoshop, I'm sure there's probably some better alternatives, but back in like 2014 when I probably first downloaded it, it was the best. So but you can see the mobs are going up through the tube, and there's way more than there were in the past. So I think adding more spawning spaces was the move. I think I'm going to light up that small cave there and there, and then I'll start working on something else. But this is really nice. This is a great proof of concept. I'll show you here. One of the problems is that when I want to like load into my game, it doesn't keep my default texture pack selected. Or it does, it goes to the actual default one. But I would like this one to be the real default because this is the one that has my skin in it. Yeah. And then the other one here, you can see I've got this one is just my skin. This is the X-ray one. And then this is the tree pack. This is me testing out to see if I could actually affect terrain at all. And you can see all it does is make the leaves on trees kind of transparent. I tested that out first because I wanted a pack that I could use while I'm harvesting trees. Very frequently I will be harvesting trees and I'll leave like a log or two stuck in the leaves. Because, it'll grow like that giant oak tree and you can't see all the logs in there very well because there's so many leaves. So this is a nice workaround. Yeah, so I'm going to probably go chop some more trees down, but then I think we should probably pivot onto the library, at least for the end of the episode here, because I haven't been putting a whole lot of work into it. It's really tough. I think I've said this before, but like now that I've designed out the main room of it in my test world, it's hard to find the motivation to actually want to like do all of the real work for it, because I know how much work it took like mocking it up. And this is just so much more. But I really do think we are nearing the end of our resource grind for it, at the very least. I think we're good on logs, but we need more books. So that's also something I gotta work on. Oh, I actually just remembered something. When we logged out to the main menu, I haven't mentioned this in any of the previous videos since it's so minor, but I figured I'd throw it out here now. Since our crash a couple of episodes ago, almost all of the issues we encountered have been fixed. However, one final issue that hasn't gone away yet is with the file size of the world here. This last digit keeps flipping. It'll go to 5, sometimes to 7, sometimes to 8, but it always hovers around this 6 here. And I'm really confused why, because I feel like we've generated a few more chunks since then, and it hasn't really changed. So I think at some point later, I'm just gonna like run off in a direction, generate some new chunks and sign out, and hopefully that'll fix it. But it's really weird. I wonder why. Because it should be reading, at the very least, new files being added, so it should be going up. It shouldn't be going down. Okay, actually, one more detour before we get started on the library. I began building and pretty much immediately fell off and died. It's happened a bunch so far working on it. It's a really tall building. I mean, I can't expect anything less. But the problem is this dirt pathway getting up in the spawn tower is just not cutting it. It's too narrow and I fall off of it sometimes, and then it takes a really long time to get back to my base and risks me losing my items. I've never lost my items because of this stairwell, but I've gotten really close a few times. Like I get up to the top and then I accidentally fall. Now I have to climb all the way back up. That wasted like 30 seconds. So I've made a temporary solution here in the form of a water stream. In these older versions, you can actually ride a boat up flowing down water streams. I don't know why. I'm not sure how the physics works with that. Let me show you if I can. Yeah, which is just way faster. Also this way, I think I can control getting it back down, so we might be able to reuse the boat and just like keep it in a constant loop, which would be really nice. That way, if I respawn, chances are there's already a boat waiting for me. I might actually include some sort of water stream in the final design. but this won't be the actual way of getting up to the top. I expect it will probably be another rail system that gets you up to the top, or some like weird ladder thing, or some, I don't know, central column. I haven't really thought that out. It's been a while since I've considered the building here. I know we were discussing like a very looming dark thing, so still gotta figure that out. I also, oh no! Oh, that's actually really unfortunate. I came over here with all of the like extra mine carts I had, because every time I die, I take one out of here and bring it back. And then sometimes, when I'm feeling like it, I ride it all the way back here and restock it. And I actually threw in the reason I have these double or two chests here is because I crafted one too many. I meant to put one here, and I did, and then I put the minecarts in, and then the game crashed. So it lost all of my minecarts. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I put like, I think 13 or 14 in here. It's like a stack of iron. Anyway, so I just wanted to show that that's a thing. And okay, so after a whole bunch of work, I have finished pretty much this whole side here. So here's a glimpse at how the whole library is going to look. Looking back on it, I probably should have done that side because I can't really take a step back here because of the spawner. Also, you can't see that side very well. So let me climb up there. I only have, what, 9.5 stacks of bookshelves left. I was surprised we actually had enough to finish a whole side as it was. So maybe it's not going to take as many resources as I thought. I actually tallied it up earlier. It looks like it's going to be about pretty much equal logs and bookshelves for this whole second floor. And it's going to be around 45 stacks of each. So my prediction of, a double chest of each is pretty close. Also, getting those extra materials will give us some wiggle room, especially with these bookshelves, because, if I break them, I lose them. Oh, actually, I messed up there. I wanted those to be regular oak planks. And yeah, I haven't like completely finished it. There's also like some fence features I want to put in that I just haven't yet. And those are going to make like the whole area look a lot nicer. There will be some like arches between all of these like wood posts. So yeah, all in all, it's coming together really nicely. It's just taking a while. Like it's hard working on this thing. Just assembling all of this has taken me pretty much all day. Like I assume it'll probably take me another week of on and off actual building to get this whole thing done. But we slowly and steadily will. So yeah, I think we're reaching the end of the episode here. So I would like to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.